I've been hanging about in the town of Pua, just bumming around and enjoying the surrounds. But it's already been a few days and I think I need to go riding again. So today I'm heading to Payao, which is just under 200 k's away. The best part is I'll be taking what many consider to be the best motorcycling road in northern Thailand, Route 1148. The best motorcycling road. Now that must be quite a reputation to live up to. More on that later. So I've just joined the 101 and going past the main intersection at Pua town. In a few minutes I'll be turning into the 1148, and over the next 20 k's or so the road will gradually go from this to this. The 1148 connects the town of Chiang Kham in the west with Phewang Pa in the east. It's approximately 100 k's long, but the really exciting bits are found on a 50 km stretch somewhere in the middle of the 1148. That's where the 1148 runs smack into the Luang Prabang mountain range, a mountainous region running north-south. And basically this region forms a natural border that splits Thailand and Laos. Some of the mountains here rise up to about 2,000 meters. Although the elevation of the road itself, the 1148, generally stays between 400 and 900 meters. Which means it's not especially high where mountain roads go, but the 1148 is packed with sweeping, fast-flowing curves. The road is constantly ascending and descending over hills and valleys. As you can see, traffic is very light on the 1148, and generally speaking, it tends to stay like this. It's a nice road you can ride at a decent speed and with relative safety. And because it's such a flowing road, you can more or less ride it with a gentle throttle. There's no real need for aggressive acceleration or hard braking. It's a fast mountain road that allows you to sit back, cruise, and just soak in the views if you want to. And I think this is what makes the 1148 so highly regarded. It is a universally inviting, all-encompassing kind of road. There's something for every bike and rider. It's a road that can be ridden fast or slow. It can be challenging or effortless. And it really doesn't matter what bike you are on, the 1148 is going to impress. That said, on a road like the 1148, the Aprilia RS660 that I am on is turning out to be quite a bundle of joy. This is such an easy and forgiving bike to ride. It looks like a sports bike, but it has sports touring ergonomics, so it's very comfortable. As in, it's comfortable for a sports bike. It is also very, very light. When it comes to high performance motorcycles, I know it's tempting to fixate on power, but personally, I'm going to caveat this. If a bike is not going to be used on a racetrack, anything more than 100 horsepower is nice to have, but not absolutely necessary. So because of this, when it comes to performance, I've been more inclined to look at kilograms rather than kilowatts. Because every kilogram shaved is worth a whole lot more than every kilowatt added. If I had to choose between a 200 kilogram motorcycle with 200 horsepower or a 100 kilogram motorcycle with 100 horsepower, that's really a no contest. The lighter bike wins every time. 200 HP, as explained, is a whole 100 more HP than I'll ever use. And on roads like these, the way I want to ride, that extra power is just going to be wasted. On the other hand, 100 kilograms less weight, I will certainly feel the difference each and every time I accelerate, climb, descend, brake and turn. Which brings me back to this bike. This Aprilia is light. 183 kilograms wet. And it's also physically small and compact, thanks to its 250 size wheelbase. To be honest, this bike doesn't require a lot of lean to go around corners. That means I do have a bit of lean angle in reserve in case the corner suddenly tightens up. And corners tightening up suddenly, that has been known to happen in northern Thailand. And this bike has got me out of trouble more than once. The Aprilia may only be a 660, but don't for a moment think that it's underpowered. The bike makes usable and more than ample power from low down the rev range. I'm mostly short shifting like I would on a bigger bike. I've never had the need to rev it to the moon to overtake anything. Again, maybe it's that lightweight helping things along. And it'll rev out to 11,500 RPM. That's where it redlines and where it puts out about 100 horsepower. I'll take it to the red line, of course, for kicks. But that's because I want to, never because I needed to for power. So in terms of performance, it's closer to a 600 Super Sport than it is to your typical 650 twin. So to me, a sweet handling, lightweight, 250 size motorcycle with 100 horsepower, riding that kind of bike along a mountain road, that's my formula for pure motorcycle bliss. And this Aprilia, I must say, has been absolutely brilliant. But before I digress even further, let's get back to the original question. Is this 1148 the best motoring road in northern Thailand? The answer is definitely maybe. It's a close call. Best is such a strong word, makes things so final, so definitive, so black and white, leaving you no room for reassessment or reevaluation down the line. So I'm not going to say it's the best. But there's no question that I really do like this road. It's my favorite leisurely mountain road. The views are brilliant, the route is safe-ish, traffic is basically non-existent, and the road is generally quite easy to read, which means you can ride relaxed rather than on red alert. It's also not especially technical. There are no unexpected drop-offs, no ultra-steep blind, decreasing radius corners. And the icing on the cake, the Magic Mountain Cafe. It's a must-stop for the views, coffee and cake. The food, on the other hand, is so-so. A local eatery a few meters down the road had much tastier stuff. As I'm riding the 1148 east to west, by the time I eventually get to the Magic Mountain Cafe, nicest bits of the road are behind me. Continuing west, the roads will stay interesting and twisty for another 10 km or so. Now, my only gripe with the 1148 is that it's a little out of the way. Out of the way in the sense that, let's say you base yourself in Chiang Mai and plan to ride and explore northern Thailand. The nice thing about Chiang Mai is that from this city you have access to good riding across all 4 points of the compass. In fact, from Chiang Mai, no part of northern Thailand is ever more than a 6-hour ride away, give or take. But the 1148, as nice as it is still a 4-hour ride away. The road is not normally a destination in itself, but usually included as part of a longer multi-day riding itinerary. Out of Chiang Mai, the 1148 is not really a day trip, and that's the conundrum. But the flip side, this is probably one of those times where I need to be careful what I wish for. The road's remoteness and relative inaccessibility is largely what's keeping traffic on the 1148 so light. For a corollary, we just need to look at the 1095, that infamous 1,000 corner stretch along the Mae Hong Son loop that runs past Pai. Now, the last time I was on it, maybe 3 years ago, I was stuck in slow-moving heavy traffic for most of the way. Granted, it was during the high season, but even then, the relatively short ride up to Pai from Chiang Mai took way more time than expected and was hard work most of the way. And it's all mostly due to heavy traffic. Heavy traffic of the heavy vehicle kind. So I guess the relative inaccessibility is the price of entry into the Route 1148 club. At around the 30 km mark, the road kind of straightens out and the twisty bits come to an end. This little corner of northern Thailand, just south of the Golden Triangle, is actually home to hundreds of kilometers of amazing riding roads, and the 1148 is just one of these roads. And even here, I know I'm only skimming the surface. I've already seen more than a few secondary roads branching off the highway, and each of them are just calling out for a look-see. So the next time round, I think I'll find somewhere close by, somewhere centrally located, where I can base myself for a few days. On Google Maps, it does seem like the town of Chiang Kam looks to be the most convenient, the most strategic place to explore this little corner of northern Thailand. From this town, I'd be able to cover quite a bit of ground in a 6-hour riding window. At the end of this stretch, Route 1148 meets Route 1179, which is going to take me south to Payao. But for our purposes, this is where our adventure on the 1148 comes to a close.